Insights from SAP, and you probably heard about this Warriors third quarter thing. They're just better after halftime, cumulatively +1 in the first quarter so far this postseason. So, you know, not great. Second quarter rolls around, +9. Again, fairly pedestrian at this point in the finals. Third quarter, +130. And in the fourth quarter, it often doesn't matter because of what happened in the third quarter. But by the time they get to the fourth quarter, they're a +10 so far here in the postseason. All the players have been asked about this the last couple of days. What's behind this trend? What do you make of this?
Desperation. You know, when you come out in the second half, the antennas go up for Golden State. And again, I think things come easy for them, and they feel it out in the first quarter, second quarter, and they know that they could turn it on. And then the desperation seeks in, they lock in, they get focused, and they put you away. That's it. It's so simple because they're so good. If they weren't as good as they are, they couldn't have a third quarter at 130.
Right.
Because they're locked in.
Or get away with some of the first quarters they've had as well when they've thrown it all over the gym for whatever reason. I don't know if that's complacency or...
They're not shooting in the tunnels before halftime. Like, they're locked in. Everything is locked in. They're not talking to the guys. It's a different mentality, and as good as they are when they lock in, guys, I just think they're too good to beat.
Yeah, and when they lock in, I mean, they got the nuclear bombs, they got the hydrogen bomb, and they got the atom bomb. and you know, Steve Kerr, I think, made a good point. He said most teams come when they play them, they getting everybody's best shot energy-wise that first half. And teams don't have the defensive stamina and energy to keep up with them at that pace that they come with them at the first quarter. So that was his explanation, and I kind of understand that because this is their fourth time to the mountaintop. So energy-wise, they may come out on some nights and may not be able to match the same intensity and energy of their opponent. However, the third quarter, then they unleash the bombs.
and Grant, there is nothing like it in the NBA when Steph Curry pops out from out of nowhere into that left corner and knocks down a three in the middle of one of those binges they have in the third quarter, and suddenly a lead that was 2 or 3 points is up to 15, or a deficit of 5 is suddenly a 12-point Warrior lead.
No question. And they do hit some difficult shots for most mortals. But for them, these are average shots that we've grown accustomed to them making. And Steph Curry obviously working there and loves that corner, especially when he drives from the weak side. He hits a big and runs right to the opposite corner. So efficient from there. But, you know, it is complacency. I think it's also the sign of a smart team that can make adjustments and turn the switch. But you know what? It is a little bit alarming that Game 6 elimination game, you come out a little bit lacking that sense of urgency and make up for it remarkably in the third quarter, and then do it again in Game 7 on the road. As great as that third quarter is, I'm a little concerned if I'm the coaching staff, because this is an opportunity for this Cavs team to come in here and try to sneak this game. You can't rely on that because they may not be there in the third quarter. So I know as great as they are and they're great talent, you know, what they do is remarkable, but I'm a little concerned at their starts.
I would tell you this. I would be alarmed, and then at halftime I look down and then I go, oh, that's Kevin Durant. That's Steph Curry. That's Clay. I'm good. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's 1, 2, 3 Warriors.
But here's the thing. You got a guy over there in LeBron James. Even though it's a different cast of characters, he's won before.
Yeah.
And so you can get away with it, I think, with some of these other teams who haven't been to the mountaintop. But LeBron James, I'm just saying, I mean, you got to be careful. You can't have that kind of
won.
I'm not saying they're going to. I'm not going to say
before.
that Golden State is not going to win the series. I'm just saying they got to be careful. With these
It does seem like a dangerous game to play, right?
No question.
I sense a little Ali Foreman rope-a-dope happening here with LeBron and Golden State right now. He's building them up. They're so good. They can do this, they can do that. And I remember Ali saying it's like when George Foreman hits you, he can knock the wind out of Africa. You know, he hits so hard, right? so I sense that LeBron is kind of doing that. And I think they got a plan. And I would not be surprised if Cleveland came out and won Game 1 here tonight.
Well, just for our, you know, my kids and my viewers, Muhammad Ali was this great fighter. Just want you guys to know. And he was.
They've got the internet.
They're giving reference. Like my kids were like.
Wait.
They saw the movie. They saw the movie with Will Smith.
When you're talking about the greatest, right?
They're like Will Smith.
You're talking about when you're talking about GOATs, right? Okay,
That's
LeBron James is a GOAT. So is Muhammad Ali. So you have to
I'm
use.
just saying for us, we got
the analogies of the GOATs.
Yeah, no
right?
question.
It ain't many GOATs that we can compare him to.
No doubt.
Steph Curry had 14 of his 27 in the third quarter in that Game 7 win on the road for Houston.
And if your kids don't know Muhammad Ali,
that's
damn.
my fault. That would be my fault. That would be my fault. No question.
They've heard of him. I mean, they've heard of him, right? Didn't see him fight, but they heard of him.
I tell you, it's as much as I could talk myself into LeBron James, it's just you look at the other side and you go, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask, one guy to do at the level he's done it. And the difference is, and not taking anything away from Boston, but he did it against a sophomore and a junior. The best two players were sophomores and juniors in college.
And a team that struggled to
I'm
score,
talking about
Boston.
Brown and Tatum.
And a point guard who really is not a starter.
Right, and these are pros. These are pros.
Yeah.
These are guys who've been in the league for 8-9 years. So the efficiency that you do it and the experience that they have even takes it, you have to take your game even higher. So you're doing it against pros. You're not doing it against the university down in Durham or in California.
Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph.
You can say that university.
Trio.
Say it.
Are we doing this again? Are we doing this again?
You talking about NC Central? What are you talking about?
NC Central.
North Carolina Central's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one. Used to get my hair cut back there when I had hair.
Speaking of game ones and LeBron, because I'll go to you because you're calling the Cavaliers to win this tonight. LeBron James teams are 1-7 in game ones of the NBA Finals, and we've had this sense in the past throughout the playoffs, and he's kind of talked about it, the feel-out game, feeling his way. It doesn't seem like a good night to feel your way through a game.
Yeah, I think, again, I look at the way they both have played up until this point, and I just look at the Cavaliers right now, and I sense that the others, as we like to call them, I think they're going to come out and play well tonight. I think LeBron James is going to play well. And if Golden State continues to downsize and LeBron James and Kevin Durant are the two biggest players out on the floor, I just think LeBron's physicality over the course of the game, just in this game one, I think will be the difference.